What's
We
up,
did
dude?
it.
Okay.
We did
Okay.
it.
Okay. Yeah, we did it. We here.
Okay.
We here.
Before we jump in, Larry, so here's what I need to do. I'm going to do an intro of you first, okay?
Okay. Okay.
And if I miss anything, you get to jump in and fill it up, okay? Here
Okay.
we go. Larry Caudle is a Baltimore native, Morgan State University graduate, and an entertainment pioneer with a career that spans more than 25 years. I just want to put some respect on that. More than 25 years in the industry. He is a
Yeah.
Renaissance man. And when we say that, that means he's combining his skills of choreography, marketing, branding, sales, community engagement, financial management, road management, and creative direction, along with his long history in media entertainment, not just in Baltimore, y'all, but Baltimore and beyond. He has built connections and relationships with worldwide talent that, oh my God, ranges from Rob Lee, Tim Trees, Kay Swift, King Los, Paula Campbell, Young Leak, Bossman, and so many more. We are speaking tonight with Larry about his most recent
Yeah.
project, More Than Hype. This is a documentary that takes us along Larry's 25-year journey in the Baltimore entertainment world and the impact of club music. Tonight, we are honored to have Larry. What up? The Renaissance
Oh man.
man, Larry Caudle. How you doing this evening, sir?
Oh man. Thank you. That was a dope intro. Yeah, you ain't missed nothing. Oh, that was dope.
Larry, let me tell you something. When you received my text message, I'm in seeing. It was actually when I saw Monique's interview with Shannon Sharp. He had asked her a question related to, wow, Mo, the amount of talent that's coming out of Baltimore. He started naming names, and I paused, and I'm like, you know what? People really, the world truly does not understand the
Nope.
gold mine that is Baltimore. And you know what? Shame on us, my Be More project, if we do not provide a platform to highlight our faults,
Right.
because you're carrying us on your back. And I want this to be a place where we give flowers to those that do elevate Baltimore's narrative every morning, noon, and night.
I appreciate
All
that.
right.
Yeah.
Before we get into the questions, I want to
Okay.
do a little speed round. This is something that we do with every guest just to kind of like loosen the flow, okay? I'm going to ask you
Okay.
about 10 questions. It's going to be quick, and just give me the first answer that comes to mind, okay? All right.
Gotcha. Okay.
Texting or talking?
Texting.
Crab cakes, fried or broiled?
Fried.
Favorite city in the United States besides Baltimore?
No. Vegas.
Vegas. All right. Nickname your parents used to call you?
Lil Larry.
All right. Name one song that you throw on when you try to get amped. You need to get pumped. You're trying to bring yourself out of a dark space to get that fire. What you putting on?
Um. What song is that? Maybe some say what? Some go. Some Baltimore
All
Club.
right.
Yeah.
What high school did you go
Yeah.
to?
Lake Clifton.
If you had 25 hours in a day, what would you do with that extra hour, Larry?
Do exactly what I'm doing now.
And on that note, let's get into this conversation, shall we? Larry, let's jump right into More Than Hype, this documentary, understanding that 25 years is a long time. And I really, as a mother now of three boys,
Mhm.
25 years is taking something from infancy, toddler, adolescence, and now it's in its adulthood. So we're talking
Yeah.
about a lifespan, a
Yeah.
true lifespan.
Yeah.
So can you explain to us the spark for this documentary, and knowing that you're talking to people that need to be engaged? What do we need to do in order to lift you up, support, and get more eyes where there should be? Talk to us.
So the thing for the documentary came along when I was on tour with King Los. I've done over 125 shows on the road with King Los, acting as his road manager and his hype man, right? So I'm dual rolling when I'm out there, right? So you know, Los always used to tell me, Larry, we're gonna touch soil all around the world. You know what I mean? And I was like, you know, all right, cool. But it started off as like a segue from me hyping, right? When I was on tour. So now I'm doing all these shows, and people would come up to me and they like, yo, you a dope hype man. And I didn't want to be called a hype man, right? So me being a creative, I said, nah, it's more than hype, right? And what I meant by that is like the people see me in the daytime, but they didn't know to the extent what I was doing behind the scenes,
Right.
right? Like I said, I was the road manager, right? So I dealt with the day-to-day activities. If we going to radio, if we gotta go to the mall, if you want to just go have some fun, like I dealt with the artists on the road. But I also was the hype man, right? Before we go on stage, I take a shot of Ciroc. I might hit me a blunt, and guess what? I pray, and we go on stage and tear it up, right? And the chemistry between me and him, it just kept, people kept telling me, yo, you're a dope hype man. You're a dope hype man. It wasn't until I was in LA at the House of Blues, and we were backstage. I did my same ritual, and this guy came over to me. He's like, yo, you were just over there rocking off to some Baltimore club music. You just hit a blunt. You took a shot. You just had a powerful prayer. Go on the stage and turn up. He said, yo, you better than Split Star. I said, whoa. I said, whoa, cowboy. Ho. I said, you know what? I appreciate that. But I said, you know what's so ironic? I'll go to meet Los if he great do a tour or anything. It's never yo, let's go meet and then we gonna practice, right? My practice happens here. I get the music and I soak it up and I'm just listening to it, right? But the main people that I look at is Busta Rhymes and Split Star. So while I'm listening to Los music, I'm looking at them. I might mute their music, but I'm watching the movements. I'm watching when Split stay on the stage. So now when it's time for me to go out there with Los, it's like, yo, you're doing this at a high level. And it just kept going. But then it came to a point where it felt like I didn't have no foundation. I felt like I was just pushing somebody else's dream.
I understand.
Had no foundation. And, God made some things happen where I didn't like, and I just sacrificed and said, you know what, I'm done. At the 125 shows, I called his management. We were on tour. I called them. I said, look, this is my last show I'm going to do with him. I'm going back to Baltimore. And I came back here. I came back to Baltimore broke. I ain't had nothing. Fuck, I was broke, dude. Broke. I had an army bag with a bunch of change that I had saved up. As you on tour, you shopping and you spending money. I would put the change in my bag, but I didn't have, I just sacrificed. I said, you know what? I don't even want to deal with this no more. And came back home. But while I was on the road, I was making contacts, building connections. You know what I'm saying? So I came back to Baltimore, and the whole More Than Hype thing was still in my head. But I'm like, I got to do something else before I do the More Than Hype thing. So I decided to start a marketing company called The Break Media, right? And that's when I started. I said, I can do this and start working with all the artists and talent from Baltimore through my agency. You know what I'm saying? So I started working with other artists. Then I got fed up with the artists. And I said, you know what, Larry? Just focus on yourself real quick. Just focus on yourself, right? Literally, Dion, I'm still in a space but I'm in a space, and I used to have at least 15 or 20 artists through here on a day-to-day basis, where it was an incubator. They could come here, they can record, they can write. You know what I mean? Like D-Day,
it's like Motown.
The artists that passed away.
Like Motown, that's how they had it.
Come on. And I would let them come here and, just be a safe place. And then I got frustrated and I cleared house. And when I cleared house, it was just me. I looked left, I looked right, I looked up, I looked down. It was just me. I said, you know what? It's quiet. You know what? Now is the time for me to start working on this More Than Hype. And my nephew at the time was here with me. And it was a dude next door that lived next door to the office. And he would see all the traffic coming in. And my nephew was like, the dude next door want to talk to you. I said, for what? He's like, no, he's just interested. He just want to sit down and pick your brain. What I wanted to do is I wanted to highlight hype men, right? and I was going to make Spliff the main person, and I was going to like highlight all the hype men to the main act,
Right.
right? So I'm telling him this. He's like, yo, that's dope, that's dope. But he was like, but then as I'm start telling him my story, he's like, nah, man, I think we should just let's just do all the people that you came in contact with over the last 25 years. So it was all those people that I worked with over the last 25 years, the Paula Carrolls, the Rod Lees, the Boss Mans, the Tim Trees, the Carmen Camerons, the Ruffins, the Chevrolet. I mean, it was so many people in that time frame,
Larry,
right? And
can I pause you? Let me ask you a question. And this is coming off the top. I'm thinking about the type of person that you are,
mhm,
and I've had chances to have conversations with you. It feels like the opportunities that you get, your mind first goes to someone else or to other people. Not in a bad way. I'm not saying this as negative.
yeah.
Um, but I am seeing a pattern in people like you. Which is a blessing. But am I on to
Now you
something
been
like this thing of
on
here it is?
something. Like you on to something. I'm in a space now, man. Like I'm 45. I turned 45 last year.
Amen.
I think even coming into that 40, I was on this oneness thing, right? I knew that I could have went out here and made a film about me and Los experience,
Right.
right? I said, you know what? It will only go but so far, right? Like a lot of people don't know, I was doing this. I've been in production in the film for 7 years, right? Yeah, 7 years I've been working on this film, and for 7 years, every day I did something for the film. I'm before I just text you, my videographer, my partner, just text me. I got your new edit in a trailer coming tomorrow. He's supposed to have that last Friday, right? But I'm like just before I got on here, I'm talking to him, right? But yeah, so what I did was I took all those stories and just put them together because everybody kept talking about Baltimore club scene, Baltimore music scene, and I felt like, you know what? It's more than hype what y'all talking about. It's more to this story.
Yeah.
It's more to the story. So now what I'm gonna do is just like Hell's Kitchen, I'm gonna go chop it up with everybody. But the people that I had a connection with, or people that had an influence on my life, like Kevin Lyles, you know what I'm saying? Makiba Riddick, they're in the film, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Frank Ski is in the film, you know what I mean? Like I got the
No,
champions.
no.
I got them.
Look, hold up. So I got. Let me see here. This is a masterpiece. Like Scotty B, Mighty Mark, Frank Ski, Boss Man, Squirrel Wild, Black Star, DJ Quicksilver, Young Lee, King Los, Kevin Lyles, DDM. I'm like, what?
Yeah,
You,
yes. Yeah.
do people understand? Like, Larry, you help me. Do people understand? We're talking about Mount Rushmore
Yes.
for Baltimore
Yeah.
here in
Exactly.
this document, in
Exactly.
this film.
Woo.
How
And
did you? Go ahead. Go
go
ahead.
ahead, Dick. Go ahead. No, you
No.
go. I'm gonna
So here's the thing. What I'm trying to understand is Dion is an 80s baby. To me, club music, like Dion had the doo-doo braids. Like, I mean, it was the all. I knew how Miss Tony wanted to carry it and why. But now I'm understanding, I thought it was Baltimore club. But then I'm hearing, I guess when it gets more mainstream, Jersey club and
see.
Philly. I'm like, whoa.
All
Help me,
right.
Larry. School
All
me.
right. So
I thought it was only
fix.
one.
All right. So
Us.
let me just clear the air on everything.
Yes.
All right. So if you probably wouldn't remember, but the weekend before K Swift passed away, we did an event. Unruly Records did an event called My Crew Be Unruly. We had about 25 different DJs from around the world. They never met her and they never been to the Paradise. We did this on a Friday at the Paradise. And we had Diplo, a New York DJ named Stretch Armstrong, a bunch of Philly DJs, a bunch of Jersey DJs. And I'm telling you, this is 15 years ago, right? So they come down, they DJ, everybody do their own set. That Sunday, Swift passed away, right? So people think, oh, Jersey took our sound, Philly took our sounds. They our brothers. You get what I'm saying? They our brothers. Like we had guys, DJs signed to Unruly from Philly and Jersey. They our brothers. They didn't take the music. And certain guys that got in the game that were DJs and producers from here, and I don't really want to say no names, but they got in the game and they got out on that road and they started giving the music away, right? They started giving the music away, and then guess what happened? Once the person got your music, guess what they do? You try, yeah, you try and call them. They like, yeah, yo, I'm gonna hit you back. You're like, all right, cool. You just take it like, oh, they busy. Then you hit them back again. Hey, yeah, yo, I'm gonna hit you. Yo, I'm gonna go out the country. Yo, I hit you when I get back in the country. Then you like, dang, yo, they give me a runaround. Then you hit them the next time. It's like the call you have made has just the number been changed. You're like, what the hell? And I just gave you all the Baltimore club music. You had to pay for none of it, and now you don't want to answer my phone call. So certain people, certain stuff like that happened, and then you had certain stuff where like do the record pool back in the day, like do the record pool, we used to exchange records, but they didn't steal the sound. You know what happened was those kids in those communities, they started picking it up more, like in the whole dancing culture, and when Baltimore said F it, right? But see, before even Jersey and Philly caught on and it went mainstream, guess what I was doing? I was working on this film. I was working on the film. I told you 7 years.
7 years.
This just started happening 3 years ago, 4 years ago. I was working on the film before anybody. Think about it. Nicki Minaj's song just came out a month ago.
Correct.
I've been working on this film for 7 years. Take Cobain's in it. You know, it's just.
So here it is.
Yeah.
So wait a minute. This isn't. My feeling is this ain't your only stop, Larry. If anybody knows you and understands how you think as a strategist, I'm not sure you can't give us the blueprint, but what is your vision? What is your vision for this?
So initially when I started this, my idea was to follow where the club sound went when we lost Swift, right? So when she passed away, a lot of the DJs in the town, they were motivated by, they can make a record, they can get it to her, go down to Paradox on a Friday, or listen to the radio and hear your song played, right? So after that happened, it like I said, it went to Philly, Jersey, just spread out, and now it's all overseas and everything, right? But my vision was to, at the Baltimore, hit Philly, and then hit Jersey. So it'd be a 3-part series. So it'd be Motor Heights, Philly, Jersey, and Baltimore. That way you see exactly, and you hear right from the exact people. Like, you hear me say, we didn't take the music. I want you to hear those people say,
right,
they our brothers, you know?
Right.
Like, we were in, they had All-Star Weekend in Philly over 15 years ago. We were in Philly playing Baltimore Club then. You get what I'm saying? See, the thing is, technology, we didn't have the technology.
I know.
So you didn't know that, you didn't know that the radio station in Philly is playing Baltimore Club 15 years ago. But they were, you know what I mean? So like for me, just knowing, being out on the road, seeing the response that people give when we play these records in in their clubs and different places, I just felt in my heart like I got tired of people trying to tell our story. And I knew that not too many people knew that I worked with all these different people, over 50 people, right? Because we didn't have social media. Yeah, you come and look at my flip book, you'll see the pictures, but they're not on, you know what I mean? They're not online because I've been at work early. I got to work early. You know what I'm saying? I felt like this. I was the guy say, all right, y'all gonna be the rappers and the singers, then I'll be the choreographer. And that's how I got in. I was a choreographer. God gave me the gift for dancing. I took that and said, you know what, let me learn how to choreograph. And that was my end with all these artists. That was my end. I was the guy that when they needed dancers, choreography, or stage show, they called me up. And that's how I was able to, when I decided to do this film, I picked up the phone. No one said no. Out of all 55 of those people, nobody said no. Nobody said, yo, what you gonna pay me? Yo, I don't know. No,
yeah, wow.
No. Nobody.
Larry, let me ask you, if you were to have, let's say that the industry is sitting right here looking at you speak. Can you tell the industry what they need to recognize of the mission of the documentary, or of Baltimore, or of the music scene? What statement do you want the industry to understand?
So first and foremost, my bottom line is educate, empower, and enlighten. You get what I'm saying? So I want to educate the people through the film. I want to empower the people through the film. And then I want to enlighten other people in other cities about Baltimore. Like, I don't want you to just hear about The Wire or, people getting killed. We really do have a dope scene here when it comes to the talent. I mean, right now, I'm working with 10 acts at Enoch Pratt Free Library. I got 10 acts from 12 to 18, and these kids are amazing. You get what I'm saying? But we didn't have that type of stuff back then, right? So, like right now, what I was able to do, Dion, with this film was exactly what I wanted to do. I wanted to bridge the gap, right? I wanted the young generation and the old generation to be able to work together. It was at a point where the young generation was looking at the old generation like, man, y'all niggas washed up. Y'all don't know nothing. And then the young generation, the older generation's like, man, I don't want to deal with these little knuckleheads. They don't want to listen, right? But I can rest assured you, when I went back and started talking to everybody, chopping up with everybody, it started looking like fuses, firecrackers going off. Because everybody started working again. It was like, oh, damn, you doing this, boss? Oh, Molly and Boss Man, y'all doing a record together? When y'all was beefing back in the day? Oh, DDM, you doing this now? You doing movies? Like, everybody got ignition again. It was sort of like I was going and pouring gasoline on them.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Giving them that drive again. Because I got foresight. And I saw I've been told people that this was going to happen. Even in the film, I told Scotty B, I said, Scotty, look, Baltimore Club is going to be mainstream one day. He said, it already is. I said, no, I'm not talking about the way you talk about. I said, bigger than that. I said, man, excuse my language. I said, fuck that shit. Let me be the publicist. Club music be all over the world. Guess what happened, Dion?
You became the publicist all over the world.
Exactly. Exactly. And 2 months after that, guess what happened? DJ Class came with the I'm the Ish. It's on the film. It's in the film. It's in the film. It's in the film. All this I'm telling you, I says it in the film. It shows, like, it's not just saying it. I say it in the film. And then it flashed back to the actual scene because a lot of people don't know, but for Swift died, she was planning on shooting a film. And she gave me a camera. And everywhere we go, we was just shooting, right? So, like, when I would go to the Unruly office, I got the camera in my hand. We might be in a hot discussion or a debate in the office, and guess what I do? I turn that motherfucker on and get me some footage. So a lot of that footage is original footage I got as well. People like, yo, how? I took it off of ADATs. Like, I had to digitize it. Like, what is they doing? Like, come on, man, don't play with me. And guess what? I wasn't Russian. I wasn't born in Russia, so I wasn't Russian with this project.
You can tell that. So that you have some folks that try to produce in order to be seen. You saw something that needed to be produced, and you can really feel the difference in that. And Larry, that's why I am so exhausted of Baltimore being reactive when we are the trend. We are the wave. So I want you, in talking about the fact, we're talking 7 years in the making, that takes a level of consistency when you're passion driven and there are barriers in front of you, and you still have the responsibility of being a husband, a father, a son, a brother. Can you please talk to folks that are watching right now, Larry? It's like, this takes work. There's a certain formula that goes into projects like this. What is that formula? What did you find? What can you share?
So I mean, proper preparation prevents poor performance, of course, right? Them 5 P's, right? Come on, right? So, like, I properly prepared before I got out, and basically, but I made sure it was fun, right? So, like I made sure, like, what I was doing was fun. It wasn't like work. So I was like, you know what? Every weekend I'm gonna just interview 3 to 4 people, and it was just fun. And within 90 days, I had everybody interviewed. But what I did was, after that 90 days, we had to go back, chop stuff up, get other footage, make sure the footage is right, the coloring.
I do.
All right, here go one edit. Then, all right, cool. 2 years later, here go another edit. Now, like right now I'm at final edit. So for me, it was just like, I had to make it like when you get up in the morning, you brush your teeth. like it didn't matter if I was doing
Yeah.
like something major with the film or
Yeah.
like something small.
Yeah. I
As
understand.
as something like, all right, today I got up and this got some new artwork. All right, cool. That's
Yep.
something. But for those 7 years, it was something. It was on my mind. Like the mission of getting it done was
Yep.
firsthand, like right here at the forehead. It was like, you got to get this done because I had went and sat with 55 people. Now I got the weight of them on my back to get this done. You know what I'm
You
saying?
got to
I'm around
produce
here acting like
now. You
Superman.
got to
It's like
produce.
I gotta produce now. I gotta produce. So for me, it was just sort of like I want to get this done. It's a passion project. So I really didn't bring a bunch of people in, right? Because I didn't want to hear, yo, you should do like this. Oh, you should put this here. You should do this. Dion, I'm gonna tell you the real. I shot this with me and one other person.
Well, that cuts down on production costs.
Come on, come on. You're gonna be like, yo, he opened up with what center? What type of center he opened up? Because that's what. Listen, any money I make off this, I'm opening up like a rec center or a constructive, like something big, a warehouse where these kids can come and really soak up the game. Man, we didn't have this stuff, right? At the library right now, right? These kids got a studio, a live recording room, heat press, vinyl cutters, computers. Listen, they can go in there and make a song, make the product for the song, promote your music through the internet, and then boom.
Okay,
We
wait,
didn't have none of that.
wait, Larry. So, okay, let's give some context. So, even when people rewatch this and they hear about this amazing opportunity that they may have missed, I want to take this moment right now. Let's go ahead and frame up what projects you are working on that people can get in contact with you so that they can take advantage of them.
All right, so the main one that I'm working on right now is a 10-week cohort, right? So it's a 10-week cohort with Enoch Pratt Library. I've been hired as a consultant to help them create a record label called Journey Records. And basically we did a 10, we did a citywide talent search and I picked 10 acts. And the 10 acts, they get to come to the studio, record weekly. And then on Tuesdays, we do workshops where I bring in two professionals from the industry each week to talk to the kids. And at the end of the program, they get a single, a record, and they learn about marketing, branding, licensing, sync, everything, the whole thing. But it's like a crash course in 8 weeks. And then on the last week, we do like a talent showcase where they perform the songs and the acts. Mm-hmm.
Larry, that is amazing.
Yeah, so
Is
I've been
that
doing that. Yeah, I've been doing that for the last 5 weeks.
Is that
So I got
something
3 more weeks
that
with
you
this program.
think, because here it is, I'm remembering one, selfishly, I need to know what's going on. When the summer comes, I
For
need to
your
know what's going on with Baltimore by
boys.
Baltimore. So I want
Exactly.
you to talk to the folks because, I want you to talk to the folks about the previous success
Oh, yeah.
of Baltimore by
Yeah.
Baltimore, and
Oh,
let us know
man.
what's happening with the future. And then, two, we cannot forget this documentary that we've been hyping and talking about. How can people see it? What other opportunities do they have to, get a
All right,
piece of
so,
this history? So go, Larry.
yeah, so, uh, all right, so as far as the documentary, I just submitted to 16 film festivals about 3 weeks ago. So 16 film festivals about 3 weeks ago. Yeah, Maryland being one, right? So most likely I get in.
Maryland, if
I
you're
go.
watching this film
Listen,
festival,
y'all better get
you
me
know
in.
what
But
I'm
yeah, Maryland
saying?
Film Festival. Yeah, so I submitted to Maryland, one in LA, Atlanta. So it was about 16 total. And actually, Thursday, I get a notification back from the Atlanta Film Festival if I got in or not. So hopefully we get in Thursday for the festival. And Atlanta, here it comes.
Claiming it. We're claiming it. Claiming it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Keep
And
going.
then so bouncing back on last year, man, it was an honor how that happened. I was having a rough time in the house, right? To be honest, I was having a rough time that day. This day, how this whole relationship happened with Waterfront. I was having a rough time in the house, and I left to and just go get some air. and Black Star was doing a performance downtown at the
Hey,
Baltimore by
Black
Baltimore,
Star.
right? So me and my guy, we went down, and when I got down there, he was like, "Yo, you mind going on stage with me?" I've never performed with Black Star. I ain't never did nothing with Black. He like, "Yo, you mind going on stage with me?" I was like, all right, let's go. And we went out there. It was me, him, and a drummer, and killed it, right? Killed it to the point where the people Leanna them because they didn't know me at the time. They're like, "Who's this guy?" Like, your energy is crazy. Black Star, his energy was crazy. Bop, bop, bop. So now they're like, "Can I get your information?" They get my information. They booked me for a couple of things that they had down there, not the Baltimore thing, but a couple of things they had down there. So now my face, my name is starting to rotate in that environment. They tell me, one of the producers asked me if I could produce an hour of their show. Like one of the producers, the main producers, asked me if I could produce an hour. So I said, yeah. So I got Scotty B, Rod Lee, DJ King Tut, and DJ Kiwi, all in one hour. And listen, but guess what? They only gave me an hour. All four of them in 1 hour. I gave each one of them 15 minutes. But guess what, Dion? I paid them like $250 for 15 minutes. That's another thing people gonna tell you around here. When I get a bag, I make sure I spread that thing out. Like, I'm not that guy, right?
Understood.
I make sure I spread the bag out. So, they paid me. They gave me a check up front to produce. So hold on, let me stop. So they gave me the situation. They gave me $1,000 to do that for that situation, right? And I was like, all right, cool. So I think I spent 600 of that 1,000. I kept 4 for myself, right? So months later, they invited me to, I guess, the wrap up for the year, and it was like, we interested. We want to know if you'd be interested in being a producer next year for the Baltimore by Baltimore. I was like, yeah. She was like, what date do you want? Now check this out. This was in January. This was before AFRAM. This was before Baltimore Club Music Day. This was she asked me the year before, like months before all that stuff went in effect to get started. I said, yeah. She said, which one you want? I said, I want the first one so I can set the summer off. She said, what you gonna do? I said, I'm doing all Baltimore clubs.
Oh!
I bought Ra, Paula Campbell. I bought DJ Class.
Yep.
I bought Ra. I bought King Tut. Like, it was amazing down there. I bought 15,000 people down there. They still talking about it, right?
Still talking about it, Larry. It was a feeling.
It was a feeling. They still talking about it. So that went, and then I did that. It was like, all right, that was so after that, it was like a week later, it was AFRAM. 2 weeks later, it was AFRAM, right? But I had signed the contract for Baltimore by Baltimore like December or January or something, the year before the AFRAM happened.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so now Sean called me. He like, yo, I need you to go to the press conference. They ready to do Baltimore Club Music Day. I need you to be there represent for Unruly. I get there, and when I get there, the young lady, I think her last name Miss Brown. But I get there, me and her talking, we vibing, and she said, we were thinking of trying to do something for like a video with Baltimore Club Music to highlight artists. And she was like, you know what? I was thinking about Rod Lee's Dance My Pain Away. I said, to be honest, that's my man. I said, but that's not the record. I said, this is what I want to do if you want me to be involved. I said, I want to do Hey You Knuckleheads, Rhea, Big Rhea. I said, no one has ever gave her flowers. I said, what I want to do is I want to pick different influential people from those areas and bring them in, and we'll do a video. So if you've seen the video last year where, or just recently, TSU Terry posted it on his page.
Okay.
And you go look at it. I did I produced that. Like, they brought me in. I helped produce that, brought all those people together. So yeah, like you said, it's a repetitive thing where it's like Larry always reaching out to the people. I'm always reaching out. I mean, right now I got 16 speakers that came and talked to the kids, right? So,
but Larry, But do you know, because I see in this, and I I hope you receive this in the way that I am trying to frame it. I see similarities in you and I when it comes down to manifestation. When you are
Mm-hmm.
so locked in
Mm-hmm.
to what your passion and purpose is,
Mm-hmm.
the universe aligns in ways that to others it looks like coincidence. It looks like serendipity. It looks like luck. But what it truly is God's alignment of footsteps. And
Mm-hmm.
it the stronger and like you said, over 7 years, it wasn't as if you produced a final documentary in one stroke.
Mm-mm.
Every day,
Mm-hmm.
just like a vision board,
Mm-hmm.
every day you're putting something, some type of energy, some type of thought.
Yeah.
You touched it in some way, and in return, you will be rewarded. So I'm looking at it's the path that you're on, and everyone that you bring with you,
Mm-hmm.
it's a ripple effect, because as you've pointed out, and I make this statement often when we do the, what's the 410,
Mm-hmm.
the governor has made the statement that, it is Baltimore's time, that it is Baltimore's time. And he is absolutely right. But we will not be able to reap that reward if we're going at it individually, because that has
Yeah.
been our problem.
Our
So
problem.
when I look at the project that you're a catalyst, you're sparking off this big wave for Baltimore. And I think I want to take this moment while having you on screen, knowing that we live in a digital time where this can get chopped up and live on forever. This needs to be the time of 2024, giving flowers
Mm-hmm.
to the people that have paved a way, because by us doing that, we're going to get an even brighter future. It paves it forward. So I'm like, talk
Yep.
more about the people that you have been working with, and who else do you want to work with? I want to use this as the law of attraction. Let's, they're watching. You,
Um,
you
it's some, it's some, who would I like to work with? But see, the thing is, the reason why I had the confidence to jump into to go ahead and do this film thing, because I didn't tell you this. Even when I was shooting this, I was working on major motion pictures. So I would go do 12 hours with them on set, learning that stuff on set, and then I'll come back and do something with here, because I always report back to my office in Charles Village. So I've in the last 7 years, I worked on We Own the City, Charm City King. I worked on all those productions with Thea Washington and all them. I helped with casting. I worked in picture cards on We Own the City, Charm City Kings. I was like the right hand man with the director, right? I could call him up right now, but even I was still learning, but I was
right.
working and learning at the same time. It was like an intern, a paid internship.
Yeah, man, those are the best.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I've been in film since '08. I worked on Step Up 2, the dance movie. So when they came here to Baltimore, I was the recruit that hired all the extras from Baltimore. So I've always been this person. You know what I mean?
You've
It's
been
just
him,
technology.
as my son said.
Yeah.
You
And
him. Okay.
one of my flaws, Dion, I'll say flawed now because I'm not that guy no more. Um, I used to be real buffalo like, if I would say aggressive, like you can't go near buffalo, right? You couldn't even. I wouldn't even say a lion because now I'm a Leo, but in my later age, I'm very laid back because I feel like I know how to use my energy now, right? But I used to be real aggressive, and then I used to have dreads. Um, I was a gnarly guy. Like I didn't care if my beard was ashy, and because I was working,
I got
right? People would come up to me, yo, I'm telling you, yo, if you go get some Prada, if you go get some Giuseppe's, man, I don't need none of that, man. I'm gonna get a plain shirt and I'm gonna put more than hype on it, or Bill Brand become on it. But I was never like I didn't want to convert to that. Like I didn't wear the name brand stuff. That wasn't my thing. But as I got older, I started saying, you know what? Let me just be me, right? Like, so I cut my hair, right? Cut my hair because I didn't cut it because I wanted to cut my hair because I wanted to be able to put on a suit, and that was so simple. Everybody like, yo, why you cut? It was just that simple. I want to put on a suit. I wanted to put on a suit without looking at my hair like that. Your brown hair and this. I just wanted to put on a suit. I wanted to get ready to be a CEO. That's it. I was ready to be a CEO. I did all that volunteer work, internship, and I just wanted to be a CEO. And I knew that just like before I stepped into this space in this office, so I've been in the office space 7 years. I've been working on the film 7 years. My daughter be 7 this year. When you get all sevens in the casino, what's that? Bling, bling, bling. So like even this space here, like I jumped out the window and got this space before I even got an Inca support, right? Because I was meeting people at Panera Bread and stuff, right? It's like, all right, yo, you meet me, we gonna have a meeting. It's at Panera Bread. It's like, yo, who taking you serious? You keep meeting people at Panera Bread, nigga. Nigga, who the hell taking you serious? I don't take none of people serious in that. You a business? You must be doing hard.
Panera ain't giving you that C-suite. That's not C-suite for you.
Man. So I said, you know what? I'm ready to jump out the window. And I jumped out the window and I got a small spot. It was like 430. And this story, I don't get your napkins. 430. 430 square feet space. This space that was that small. And I jumped in there, and like I said, I always a bunch of people around on door. So I had the music going. So I had a partner doing the music. I had somebody doing photography, and I'm basically the break media, bringing all this together. Well, we in there, we jamming, we jamming. Now it's a warehouse where your lawyers, your doctors, they go there to play their instruments. Like they got personal rooms, like space where when they off work, they just go ahead and jam out, right? But me, this young boy, I'm coming in here with all this new energy, all these people. So my 10th month, I go pay the rent. And the guy said, we don't want to renew your contract. I said, I caught myself because I was great grab him. I said, brother, what you mean you don't want? I'm a black man, like in a startup business. What you mean you don't want to renew my contract? I think I was 6 months into the break, like my company, the break. So, I'm like, what you mean you don't want to? He like, listen, if you want to be out within 30 days, I'll give you your money back, half of your money back. So Dion, I said, man, I said, all right, well, if I'm paying, I said, you know what, I ain't gonna worry about it. I went back into my room, left out that room where it was at, the office, went back into my space, and I told my nephew, and he was like, oh, it's all good. I said, look, I said, I'm gonna find something. And the other partners, to be honest, when I told the other partners, they pushed their parachutes. So it was like, or they out, they gone. You know what I mean? Once again, look left, I look right, look up, look down. Who was there with me again? My nephew. I said, look, I was paying $450 down there. I said, for 430 square feet. I said, let's go on Craigslist and find something. I said, I'm only interested in paying $900. I literally said the number. I said $900. He go in there, start looking. He like, oh, look at this. Of course, on Craigslist, the first thing pop up is the number. It was $900. I said, bro, stop playing. I started looking through it. I'm like, yo, what is that? That's in Charles Village. What? I'm looking through. I'm like, yo, for real? But I don't got no money, right? I don't have no money. I don't know how. I don't even know how I'm gonna get. I don't even know how this is gonna happen, right? But I called a lady. I call her, and I'm like, you know what, ma'am? She's an Asian lady. When I came in, she's like, so what do you do? I said, I'm into music. Oh, she's like, oh, you're like Jay-Z? I'm Beyonce. So she broke the ice right there. She was like, I was like, look, ma'am, I'm a startup business. I've been over here rent for this month. I basically like got you big for the space, and I just want to, rent some new space. She said, all right, I'll do it for you. Like, she ain't run my background check or nothing. She's like, I'll do it for you. So I'm like, you know what? Damn, I still got to get the deposit. I had just paid the money for down there. My partner at the time that was supposed to help me, the day before we supposed to like move the stuff, he get into some trouble, get locked up. So I find the money. Thanks to big homie Sean Caesar. You see the unruly behind me. You know what I mean? I find the money. You know what I'm saying? I find the money. I get the money. But now I got the money to move in, but I don't got no money to move because my partner got locked up the day before his great move. You know what I did? I forgot who this. I think it was Chris Bivens. Shout out to Chris Bivens. I called Chris Bivens. I said, Chris Bivens, bro, I need your help. I said, I need to borrow $100 right now. I said, because my partner just got locked up and I need to be, they told me I got to be out this space by tonight. So he's like, bro, I got you. He sent me $100. I called a Lyft XL, a Suburban.
No, you
I packed everything.
No, you
I
didn't.
packed, come on. Packed everything in a Suburban. Man was like, he was cool as shit. I packed everything in my office in a Suburban and came where I'm currently at now. Let me show you. Let me show you where I'm at. And I've been here for 7 years. Let me show you. 7 years. Let me show you the office. Let me show you the office real quick. Let me show you the work on the walls. You know what I'm saying?
Yes!
Let me show you. Ain't no plan. 7 years. Let me show you the big screen. Ain't no plan.
The big screen.
Come on. Yeah, so, you know, I just wanted to tell that story, man, because everybody always giving up. Don't fucking give up. Give up. You know how many people would have gave up when they felt like they couldn't move the stuff? You know how many people would have gave up when they went in that office and that man told him, we ain't renewing your contract? Come on, man. You know how many people would have gave up when their partner got locked up?
Come on.
No damn giving up. I don't have no choice. My father wasn't in my life, and my mother was strung out on drugs for 25 years. God rest her soul. My mom just passed away 3 years ago. At the end of the day, that's what keep me going. You know what I'm saying? My father and my mom's gone, right? So at the end of the day, life, what you gonna do? Didn't have no uncles, never met a grandfather. So this drive that I got, it's because guess what? I'm the beginning of it. Now I got 6 nephews. I got a daughter of my own. I got nieces. But guess what? This drive came from a young boy, right? You know what I mean? I've been like this because I knew that I didn't have those other things like the support system and stuff people had. So when it comes to the music community, they became my family. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, yo, I'm in these studios. This is family. You know what I'm saying? I'm not just here hanging out. This is family. And my connection, my good energy, and just really being consistent with the community, it's like 25 years later, you calling, I'm a director and producer? Come on. Just told you all that stuff I done been through. That's not even the street stuff. That ain't even.
We were live. That ain't even the street stuff. We're gonna stop it there. We're gonna stop it there because that's gonna be our after dark. That's gonna be that might be more. What's the 411 after dark?
Yes.
Hey, Larry. Larry, I want to say, well, wait before we even to break down. I want to know there have been some high fives, some fire signs, some 100s, some right on, some real talk. So I want you to, if you don't know it by now, once again, you touched someone, Larry. So thank you for this. Larry, I'm just proud of you, man. It's an honor for me to be on the other side. I'm a storyteller. I'm from where you're from, and I can see your vision. I can feel your passion, and just being able to be a part on the journey, to be able to say, yo, keep going. So I want people to so when's the next, what is coming up next that people need to know? Where can they follow you for the More Than Hype? Is there like a subscriber list? How do we
so I got a website, morethanhypefilm.com, where you can follow the film. And then the Break Media, it's our website is THEBR8EAK.com. And of course, I'll give you the reason why I use the 8. It's my favorite number, of course, August, but 8 is infinite. so it never breaks, right?
Yeah.
So I that's
Oh,
there you go. That's the wrap up. So all that stuff, how am I breaking on an 8? I know it's a part of I know all that stuff was a part of my evolution. But if I'd have stopped, I wouldn't have got to where I'm at right now. So
preach, preacher.
it's called the
And
break
on that
because
note, I'm
we
going to,
build
this
you,
is
we
actually
brand you,
Larry's,
then you
his,
become.
on that note, thank you, Larry.
You're
Thank you,
welcome.
Baltimore. Hashtag my B more, and we out.
We out. Thank you, dude.